Once again, partisans are trying to conflate issues at the FBI with politicization of the FBI, which is absolutely not the same thing. A just-released court opinion revealed FBI officials improperly used a mass digital surveillance program. The decision from the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court was unsealed by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence late Friday. The court found the FBI improperly searched a U.S. database of foreign intelligence 278,000 times over several years. The search is improper because the FBI had, quote, no reasonable basis to expect they would return foreign intelligence or evidence of a crime, which was a requirement for the FBI to use the database under the rules of Section, what's called 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, better known as the FISA Act. Now, among those 278,000 improperly searched were suspects in the January 6th Capitol riot. And many in the far-right media were quick to play up that part of the story. Many on the right have now spent years beating up on the FBI, which they claim is politically biased against them, despite the fact the Bureau has never in its history had a Democratic director. And this latest revelation triggered another round of headlines, like FBI abused surveillance tool against January 6 suspects, and FBI misused controversial surveillance tool to investigate January 6 protesters, lawless FBI improperly used warrantless search powers for more than 278,000 times in following January 6 protests. But here's what those headlines ignore. The same opinion accuses the FBI of improperly searching the protesters arrested after the killing of George Floyd. So yes, the Bureau went after the January 6 protesters and George Floyd and the BLM protesters. It seems to have been overreach, but not based on politics. Now, these are real issues from 2020 and much of 2021, and since then the FBI has acknowledged the overreach and issued new guidance to try to remedy the problem. Senior FBI official told Fox News, quote, as Director Wray has made clear, the errors described in the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court's opinion are completely unacceptable. As a result of the audits that revealed these instances of noncompliance, the FBI changed its procedures to make sure these errors do not happen again. These steps have led to significant improvement in the way we conduct queries of lawfully obtained Section 702 information. And the numbers actually bear that out. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence found that there was a whopping 94% drop in searches of the database from more than 3 million down to around 200,000. The judge, Rudy Contreras, who ruled that the FBI searches were improper, found that the FBI revised procedures have helped fix the problem. He wrote in his opinion, the court is encouraged by the amendments to the FBI's querying procedures and the substantial efforts to improve FBI querying practice. There are preliminary indications that some of these measures have had the desired effect. But most importantly, there is no evidence, none, that it was politicized. This was the same mischaracterization that came from the DOJ Inspector General, Michael Horowitz's investigation into the origin of the 2016 Russia investigation. While he found, quote, widespread non-compliance on FISA applications, he also found no, quote, documentary or testimonial evidence that the FBI's actions were driven by political bias. In fact, another report from the same Inspector General showed that the issue with the FISA court had gone back as far as 2014. He randomly picked FISA applications to review over a 6-year period, found an average of about the same number of errors on every single application he reviewed. Is that good for the FBI? Absolutely not. But none of it shows the FBI was politicized. Even the Durham report from the Republican-appointed special counsel John Durham, which criticized the foundation for opening of the 2016 investigation, did not find that it was specifically opened based on political bias. And again, the notion that the 2016 FBI, which announced it was reopening the Hillary Clinton investigation 11 days before the election and didn't leak, there was an ongoing investigation of Trump, was biased, far-fetched. Look, the FBI is far from perfect. So is all of law enforcement. And when those on the left cherry-pick issues with our cops, our sheriff's deputies, our state troopers, I demand to see the whole picture first. Same thing here. these changes are important steps. The FBI is not perfect, but there's no credible evidence that major investigations were driven by politics, no matter how much some on the fringe try to convince us that they are. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.